You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was Hawkwind, Masters of the Universe. And my guest is here, Trevor Rabin.
How are you?
How you doing?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks for coming by.
Pleasure.
So you're South African?
Yes.
There's a little tinge of South African in your accent.
Yeah, it's become kind of a colonial kind of accent, you know, being in a British band and living in LA for so long. It's kind of somewhat. But my wife's is still pretty tense.
She's still got
intense.
The accent.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Trev.
What? Where are you from? You from Johannesburg?
Johannesburg, yeah.
Is that the main place?
Yeah. It's pretty violent right now, but it is kind of the center, and certainly the center of the music business in South Africa.
Is that is there any places in South Africa that ain't violent?
Not really, but
so it's changed a bit, because a few years back you weren't that bad, right?
Oh yeah, you know, when Mandela's got in, there was so much hope and so much, you know, the vibe was fantastic, and I think it's just kind of deteriorated with incredible corruption and stuff. But,
yeah.
But Cape Town's still a great place to go. Cape Town's great.
That's by the sea, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it like a sea? Is it a resort place?
It is.
People still go there for a vacation?
Everyone goes there for vacation. It's really cool. We're actually going there at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But we're going on safari, but we're going to go to Cape Town first for a while.
Yeah. What do you do in safari?
Look at the animals.
Look at them?
Yeah, just look at them.
You're not killing them?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be. I'd like to have a butcher's at that, as opposed to in a zoo. I'm not a big fan of zoos.
No, it's like jails for animals.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, putting it kindly. You know.
Yeah.
Safari. It's you almost feel like you're infringing on their environment, but at least you're just an annoyance. You're not holding them hostage.
You're just there for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's quite amazing. You watch an elephant and you think, that guy looks after himself. There's no help. There's no nothing. It's just the natural environment. It's just unbelievable.
I think that's how they prefer. I don't think they want to be, even though they're getting fed in a zoo.
Right.
They still got their instincts, what they want to do, you know.
Oh, they're definitely happiest on their own.
It's like you say, it's been in jails and you get a cot and 3 meals.
Absolutely, exactly.
And
yeah, I don't think they're too fond of humans being around.
Yeah, I got to say, when I see these guys, you know, with their trophies, with a big like zebra or the giraffes,
right,
just lying on the floor. To me, it's kind of, I don't get it.
It drives me nuts. It's not exactly a fair fight either, is it?
It's not a fair fight because they're shooting them with a bleeding gun a mile away.
Yeah.
I do like it though when sometimes they come unstuck and they get done in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'll lie and chew one of them's heads off. I'm like, yes.
I love that too.
Because then it's fair.
Exactly. It's even with bullfighting. I remember there was one of the bullfights. It sounds a bit morbid, but one of the bullfights I liked was
one of the blokes getting
the guy was gored. You know,
well,
didn't die, but he was gored.
I will give it to the bullfighters.
Yeah,
that's more of a even thing.
Oh, absolutely.
They're in a ring with a bleeding bull.
Absolutely, that's dangerous. Absolutely.
To me, that takes a lot more courage than being a mile away hiding in the bushes.
Right.
You know, putting a bullet in an animal that don't even know you're there.
Absolutely, it's a horrible thing. I hate hunting.
Anyway, where was we? So you got a new song out. It's another version of Lonely Heart, right?
Yeah, we did. Actually, I've just quite recently finished mixing, and what was cool, I did it in 5.1 because you know, with doing films, I do films. It's not stereo, so I did the whole mix of this Manchester show.
So it's a live track.
This is a live track, but there's a whole show that we did, and I just finished mixing it. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long? You love it in the studio?
I love the studio. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
Too bad you have to go on the road.
I hate the travel. sitting at airports
Yeah,
and
of course.
oh my God, I hate it.
The show's great, but then
Show's great, yeah.
There's no. I don't think technology's ever going to get around that.
No.
Don't matter what kind of apps you got, you're still going to have to endure 22 hours of hotels, moving about, packing, all the rest of it, going through airports, dealing with morons.
Exactly. Yeah. Passports. Especially in the early stages, being South African.
Oh, you got a lot of stick,
during
I'm sure.
apartheid. It was, oh my God,
the worst passport to have.
Oh, the worst. Now it's one of the best, but I couldn't get into places. We nearly didn't do a show in Norway because I was stuck at the immigration office. So it was hairy, but that's gone away. But I still hate the airports.
Yeah. Unless you go private.
Well, now the funny thing is private. Bless his heart, the bass player who's left us, Chris Squire.
Yeah.
Just a wonderful bloke. But when we did some private stuff, but he was always late for everything.
But it didn't matter if you had a private.
Didn't matter, but then there'd be complaints that
Everyone
we've got to
else
wait
is...
for Chris.
Yeah.
Whereas you can't do that in the other one, but it's a worthwhile price to pay, right?
Well, if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just have some friends who have got a lot of money.
Well, that's always a good thing, yeah.
That way it's a win-win.
Exactly.
You ain't forking out for it.
Yeah.
Chris I always used to see him down at the Rainbow.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He was like Lemmy. He was in there about as many times as Lemmy.
I know. Chris was always there. It was quite funny. Chris was notorious for being late. And I'll never forget, we were actually playing Madison Square Garden one night, and we were going on in like half an hour, and nobody knew where Chris was. So the tour manager said, I just got no clue. This is really getting scary. And he phoned Chris at the hotel, which was about 20 minutes away, and said, what the hell are you doing there? And Chris said, well, I'm just at the hotel. And he said, you're going on in 20 minutes. He said, well, I just ordered dinner. So that's kind of what we dealt with, you know.
Yeah,
but he was a sweetheart.
He had the right name, Chris Squire. He reminds me of like an English squire too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And on his gravestone, his desire was to put on there, the late Chris Squire.
Yeah.
You know? And when I said to him once, I said, Chris, why the hell are you bleep so late? You know? And he said, I hate waiting for people.
Yeah. He's not selfish at all.
No.
Was he narcissistic, would you say? Is that a bad word?
In the nicest possible way, but yes.
In the narcissistic way, yeah.
Narcissistic way. Yeah, but he was like a brother to me. We were very close.
Yeah. You know, you look like John Taylor could be your brother from Duran Duran.
Oh, I remember John. Yeah.
You look
that's
just
very
like
nice.
him. He was handsome.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
My goodness, I got to look
I'm
in
not
the mirror.
coming
I
on
never
to you.
saw that before.
I'm not coming on to you. But you're sitting there because he's a pal of mine.
Yeah,
and you look similar.
He's a good player.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good bass player. Very good. I had a band with him.
Oh, yeah?
Called the Neurotic Outsiders. It was me, Duff McKagan,
Oh, yeah.
Matt Sorum, and him.
Yeah, Matt's a good drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had a band. What I loved about John, he always played with his fingers.
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
He had that warm sound.
A lovely sound.
And he could rock with the best of them.
Oh, yeah. Real pounder.
Do you want to hear your new hit single?
I can do that.
Yeah? What's up? What's up,
We're
Shovel?
going to play the live song.
Yeah, I know. It's a joke.
Okay. No, we do have a new song.
Okay. Just play the bleeding song. We're here with Chris Squire. Chris Squire. Take it away. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart. That was live. That's new.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from... we just finished mixing a show we did in Manchester. And I've actually finished mixing it just before. We went and did some European dates a couple of weeks ago. And, it was fun. It was fun mixing the show. It's, you know, Rick was, as I mentioned to you, Rick was a stickler for, if there are mistakes, leave them on.
Yeah.
So it's live.
No overdubs.
No, scary but true.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
And you're playing in August 29th at the Greek.
Right.
And let's just make this clear. Yes, featuring John Anderson, Trevor Rabin, and Rick Wakeman.
Correct, yeah.
That's what you have to call yourself?
No, it's actually, we can call ourselves Yes if we want. We have the legal right to do so. We were called Anderson, Rabin, Wakeman, which we liked. I actually prefer. But a lot of fans wrote in and said, why don't you call yourselves Yes? You are Yes, you should be Yes. Well, there's another band, it's confusing, but, you know, along with that and management and people involved, we were kind of talked into, well, let's call it Yes featuring Anderson, Rabin, Wakeman.
So what's the other part of the band called? Yes?
I think it's called Official Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't keep in touch too much with what it's all about and what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, Rick and I just enjoy playing. I did one tour with Rick in '92 where we did a kind of reunification of all the kind of, a lot of the people from the different eras, pretty much the era that 90125 Under the Lonely Heart came from, and then the era with Close to the Edge and that lot. And I loved playing with Rick. That was the highlight for me. So when this came up, it was like, yeah, let's go and play.
Yeah.
So we're having fun.
Well, it definitely helps if you put the name Yes in there, I think, selling tickets.
Yeah. Although I must say, the first tour, which was just called ARW, we had a great time. People enjoyed it and didn't seem to make much difference.
You play the same songs anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the same show.
Yeah. All right, we're going to visit the Duke. When we come back, you're going to premiere a new song from Yes.
Right.
So
Never been played.
Never been played. Oh, man.
I hope I've heard it.
Yes, and we're going to visit the Duke. When we come back, a bit more rock and roll. We're with Trevor Rabin of Yes. You're listening to Jonesy's Jukebox, KLOS. That was Billy Idol, Hot in the City. And before that was the Velvet Underground, Waiting for My Man. And we have Trevor Rabin of Yes on the box. Hi, Trev.
How are you, man? It's good to be here.
Good.
It's about time.
Yeah. Did you ever see the Ginger Baker documentary?
I don't have the CD, but I've seen it.
When he lives in South Africa
yes,
and all that?
He smacks somebody or...
Well, that was at the beginning. The kid who was interviewing him, who made the documentary.
He wasn't too fond of him, right? At one point.
He didn't, but he kept going along with it, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
You know, he but a lot of that was in South Africa.
Right. Yeah, apparently Ginger, he plays polo.
He's a big polo fan.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I actually played with him once. Not polo.
Oh.
When I first got sober, like 30 years ago, this lady goes, do you want to go to Hawaii? There's this polo match, Ginger Baker, and they're going to have like a little jam band afterwards.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, yeah, all right. And it was on Wahoo, and they had the polo match. You know, I don't get that game, but, you know, it's a bit of a
Ditto.
Bit of a knobs game.
Yeah.
You know. And afterwards, I'm like playing, okay, all right, Ginger, what are we going to play? It was me, him, I don't even remember who else.
Right.
And we just did dun, 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 dun.
Oh, Sunshine, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like barely a PA, and no one cared anyway.
Right.
And but I got along great with him. He was very sweet with me.
Yeah, I never met him. I knew Jack. Jack actually played on a solo album of mine that I did in London in '79.
Yeah.
And it was quite funny. I was at a pub with Jack. We did it at Conk Studios. Do you remember Conk Studios?
Conk?
Conk. It was the Kinks studio, Ray Davis's place.
Oh, hence Kinks, Conk.
Right. and we went across to a pub, and Simon Phillips was playing drums, and Simon said, "Oh, I hear Ginger's sober," and Jack said, "That's when he's most dangerous."
Yeah, he was well. Funny enough, when I was out there with him, he was constantly had a joint in his mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was funny. He's on the drums and he's got them white pants with the high boots.
Right, from the polo.
Yeah, he didn't change, and he had his. But he's a great drummer, man.
Oh yeah.
He's a great
absolutely.
drummer. Original.
Right, and he was still playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the one who wasn't. I didn't know how to play it barely, that song, you know. If it don't go jing, 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 I don't know what to do. Anyway, we're going to premiere
Right.
the big hit song. What's it called?
The song is called Fragile, and
Did you all do it recently, or is this an old song?
it's actually a song I wrote quite some time ago, and it was going to be for a film, but you know, with film, a lot of times, a lot of footage hits the floor,
Yeah.
and this is one of those times. And I always kind of liked it. It's pretty laid back and pretty calm, as opposed to a big, flashy instrumental thing. And the band really liked it, and so we thought, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. It's called Fragile.
Before we play it,
Yeah.
how many movies have you scored?
I've done 50 movies right now.
Any big ones?
Yeah, a couple. Armageddon. Do you remember Armageddon?
No.
Bruce Willis. It was,
One of them big shoot 'em up ones.
Right. National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Done a couple of movies with The Rock, who was a great guy to work with.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans, which was with Denzel Washington. Some Bad Company, Anthony Hopkins. Oh God, well, there's 50. It's hard to go through the too many.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, it's fine. But I love it. You know, I always loved working with orchestra, and I thought after finishing with Yes, when I first got out, I thought, well, yeah, I'd love to do film, and cut a long story short, I started doing it. Thought I'd do 2 or 3, and then 50 movies later, I was kind of hooked.
So how does it go? You do good work on one, and then you get a phone call, can you do this one?
Yeah.
Is that how it basically goes?
Yeah, and then there's the terrified thing. We just want you to do something similar to what you did on the last one.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty easy, because you know how to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like you get downstairs with a blank piece of paper, and it's, you better go to the bathroom, because it's terrifying.
Yeah. But you've done 50, so you must be doing something right.
Yeah, after the first couple, you get to smooth into it a little bit.
Yeah. You have all the stuff at your house?
Got all the stuff at the house, but obviously when we do orchestra, it's not big, so we got to, especially if it's a lot of the movies I've done were 90-piece orchestras, 60-piece choirs, so you need a big place for that.
Is that your idea, to have a proper orchestra as opposed to a keyboard doing it?
Oh, God, I way prefer doing it with the real guys.
Yeah.
It's important to know the parameters of each instrument and what they can do. You don't need to necessarily play every instrument, but know what they can do, what the restrictions are on each one, and voicings, how to voice the stuff. A lot of times these days, you do have to present a facsimile before it goes to orchestra, because it's very expensive to do an orchestra and then say we don't like it. You know? So you have to kind of do that. But I do love working with the real guys.
Did you produce this next hit single, Fragile?
Yeah, I did.
So you produced it and you played on it?
Right.
You ready, mister? Take it away.
Goodbyes and endings bring tears.
Listening to Jonesy's Jukebox at KLOS. That was brand new, big premiere. That was Yes, a track called Fragile, that was produced by this man sitting in front of me, Trevor Rabin.
Yes, sir.
It sounded good, man.
Thank you very much.
I like the fact that it's mellow and not all.
Yeah, that's why I think we went that way, because it would be so obvious, to go and do that, and this was
Different time as
different.
well.
Yeah, and it's a different time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What was your favourite era of music?
Well, I did like the when I moved to London. I loved, which was when the Pistols came out. I loved that era.
70s.
Yeah,
There was so much in the 70s, though.
it was great. It was great, and then I kind of lost a little bit of interest with the disco thing. Although there's some great stuff
Yeah,
during that, some great cream rose to the top.
yeah,
But I like some of the music today.
yeah.
My son forces me to listen. He's a great producer. He produces a lot of people, and was in a band, Group Love, and then got a little busy.
Yeah.
So he's now pretty much full time as a producer. But yeah, he turns me on to a lot of the new stuff.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
yeah.
You're playing August 29th at the Greek,
Correct. Yeah.
and you got a little show on the side too, I hear.
We're doing a show at the Whiskey, which is just a kind completely nuts fun thing which we're going to do, and we're trying to work out the logistics now. But it is definitely going to happen
Is it before the Greek?
before the Greek. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're warming up.
Well, it's a warm up, but
You're-
it's
are
going
you
to be
gonna-
the full show.
Are you going to be on the road though?
Yeah, we're doing a tour. It's not going to be too long a tour. We all looked at the length of the tour and we said, we're too old.
Yeah.
That's too long. So we've cut it down to a reasonable amount. And,
All right, buddy.
And also you stay inspired when it's not going on and on forever. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, thanks for coming by.
Oh, it's great to meet you, man.
I just remembered the guy who won the song that I was whistling. It was Dave Clark 5, a track called Because, and Steve from Santa Barbara won it. Tomorrow we got Joe Bonamassa on the Subaru live stage, and that's going to be good. Gary Moore is up next.